That's what it is. One play, one quarter, whatever the case is, try to, look at it in increments that way, so you can stick with it.
The Kansas City Royals.
This is lined into right center field. It's a base hit. It's going to score at least one run. Cutting it off is Isbell. Volpe scores. LeMahieu gets the stop sign at third as Austin Wells continues to produce in KC. An RBI double, and it's 2-0 Yankees. Everything unraveling for Bubic. As this is tapped back up the middle. Witt from behind second base gets Bellinger out. And the bleeding is over for Bubic, but the Yankees putting up a 5 spot. Aaron Judge looking for his first hit here tonight. The ball and 2 strikes to Judge. And he sends it high and deep into right center field. Isbell on the run. My goodness, he has done it again. Aaron Judge with a low liner into right center field. Home run number 25 for the captain. The KC killer on the loose. 6-0 Yankees. And a little tapper right off the mound. Leiter stumbles, throw to first. Won't be in time, and it goes past the bag. Lofton heading for third. He's getting the wave around. Judge picks it up in right field. The throw is not in time. Lofton scores. Brave moves to second. Things are getting hairy here in the bottom of the ninth for the Yankees. It's now 6-3. Did it again. A beauty. Canna right over it. 2 away. So the Royals down to their final out. 2 gone in the ninth. Runner at second. 6-3 ball game. Shot on the ground. Over to first. Goldschmidt's going to take it. That'll end the game. Yankees hold on and win it 6-3 as Devin Williams picks up the save. And the Yankees win the series here at Kauffman Stadium. They will go for the sweep tomorrow night.
Yeah, command was just a little bit off. That was an unfortunate inning. They strung together a bunch of good at-bats, hit the ball hard, and drove his pitch count up at the same time as a 40-pitch inning. So stuff looked fine. I don't know if he used his changeup quite as much as he normally does. That was one thing that stood out to me a little bit. But overall, it was just lack of command.
What's up, Kansas City? Stephen St. John here on this Thursday, June 12th, 2025. This is New Day with SSJ. On Sports Radio 810 WHP. We will talk to Buster Olney at 7:05. Our baseball insider from ESPN. We will have Gary Dieter. And I don't trust this.
Okay. I wasn't told otherwise.
Okay.
Sherman would have told me otherwise. He didn't. He just did his regular, said nothing. So, Dieter and I usually have back and forth, and Sherm probably just puts up with it. And then if Sherm doesn't come in, then it's usually stated. So,
well, Dieter's probably busy at the game.
Well, I think he's chomping at the bit to get in here.
Yeah.
Which, nah.
So Gary Dieter and Anthony Sherman in studio, we think.
Yeah.
And then Jesse Newell from the Kansas City Star, we know.
Guaranteed.
In studio.
He's a lock.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's not much to say about the Royals. They're getting their asses kicked by the Yankees.
Hard to watch.
So it is what it is. The Royals aren't very good right now, and that's a problem. And they get, they're yes, they scored 3 runs in the ninth and made it somewhat interesting, but I mean, it was 6-0. They put themselves in a hole before the bats wake up, and the hole's too deep for them to pull themselves out of. And Chris Bubich has been the best pitcher in baseball, numbers-wise. Cy Young candidate. He's been the ace all year long. Gives up 5 runs in the second. So, I mean, they keep giving Aaron Judge chances to hit home runs. Austin Wells keeps killing them. And the Royals can't do anything offensively. They can't do any. They're not consistent. Like I said, they put up 3 runs in the 9th. Made it look better than it was. And they lose 6-3. And now, after that, they are sitting at 500 right now. Sitting at 500, 34-34. Where are they at right now in the American League? They're 9.5 games behind the Tigers in the Central. So we'll stop talking about that for a while until they make some kind of push. Get it down to inside 6 games, 5 or 6 games, something like that, and we'll get back to that. Until then, there's no sense in talking about that. They got to catch the Guardians and they got to catch the Twins. Guardians are a game and a half ahead of them. The Twins are 2.5 games ahead of them. So, Detroit's out of reach right now. Wild card, they're a couple of games out. So, that's certainly in play. It's just very disappointing to see the Royals come home for a highly anticipated series against the Yankees. Cagliano's debut, good crowds, good weather, everything across the board, and they're just getting thumped. Not just beat, they're getting, like I said, they're getting their ass kicked. They're getting thumped. But that's not even the worst thing. Because, again, baseball, as we've been told many times, is a marathon and not a sprint. And so we can still take a step back after 68 games. And we're not even halfway through this thing. Everything's doable. But if you want to take a big picture view of things, yesterday was a bad day for the Royals. And it really doesn't have too much to do with them getting beat by the Yankees again. Cole Reagan's back on the IL. For how long? No idea. This one is scary. This happened in the afternoon. We knew that Lucas Urseg was coming back. But boy, we had Scott Sharp on, and he said, "Yeah, that moves in. Urseg's coming back." And little did we know that there was a big-ass shoe that was going to drop. I know they oh, man. They bring back Urseg. They call up Jonathan Bolin. They DFA'd Trevor Richards. But the other part of that series of moves, Cole Reagans goes on the IL, and it has, I wish it was his groin. It's not his groin. Left rotator cuff strain. No! So after he's dealt with this groin injury, he spent 20 days on the IL with the groin injury. Annie Rogers writes, this return might not be as quick. with shoulders generally taking more time to heal. A year after finishing fourth in the AL Cy Young voting, Cole Reagans has a 5.18 ERA across 10 starts and now his second stint on the IL. According to Andy Rogers, he began to feel shoulder soreness after the start in St. Louis. The Royals initially hoped it was normal fatigue because he threw 72 pitches and was still building up after his IL stint and rehab start. And so the Royals pushed him back in the rotation with off days and 6 starters on the roster, allowing for extra rest. And the hope was he was going to start this weekend against the A's out at Kauffman Stadium. After Monday's off day, soreness was still lingering while playing catch on Tuesday. So they sent Reagans in for scans and testing, which revealed the rotator cuff strain. So now they're waiting on the results of testing that was done yesterday. Now, Cole Reagans does have a checkered past when it comes to injuries. He's undergone 2 Tommy John surgeries on his left elbow. But this ain't his elbow. It's been his groin, and now, and look, shoulders are worse than elbows. Just ask Jamie Bloom. Ask anybody. Ask any pitcher. No, we don't want him to have Tommy John surgery and be gone for a year, but I mean, shoulders are that's terrible. Reagan said he's going to be pissed for a little bit. He's upset, but he's going to take it day by day and try to take the positives out of it. The Royals, but we got to cross our fingers and wait for the results of the further testing. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The Royals had gone with a 6-man rotation for the past week once Reagan's returned from the IL. But I guess the silver lining is, even though he didn't pitch great his last start, you've got Noah Cameron. You don't have to wonder what the Royals do here and who takes Reagan's spot. The rotation moving forward: Bubic, Lugo, Waka, Lorenz, and Cameron. We talked about this, man. But what they're going to do with Cameron, they can't send him down. How are they gonna fix this? We kept saying this whenever we talk about a 6-man rotation, or what are they going to do, or if Lorenzo needs to go to the bullpen. These things have a way of working themselves out, unfortunately. And it's very, very rare that you can keep 5 starters healthy for an entire season. And look, they're not the only ones in the division. Recently, one of the Twins' best starting pitchers, Pablo Lopez, went on the IL with a shoulder issue, and they immediately ruled him out for 2 to 3 months. Promising young starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, Jackson Jobe. Yesterday, it was revealed that he is having Tommy John surgery, so he's gone. And so here and now, Cole Reagans yesterday goes on the IL. Initially, it doesn't appear as serious as those other 2 injuries, but again, right now we don't know. But just like that, Just in the AL Central alone, in the past few days, you've seen 3 starting pitchers go down. Boom, boom, boom. So it's not just the Royals. With one of the best pitchers in baseball, Corbin Burns of the Diamondbacks. He got hurt. He's out for the year. I mean, it's been bad. Pitchers get hurt, and it feels like it might feel like the Royals are snake bit, but you think about how healthy the rotation was last year, how healthy Reagans was, how healthy Waka was, how healthy Lugo was, how healthy Brady Singer was. I don't want to say it was all luck, but there was some luck there. Yeah. I mean, some of it is luck. Pitchers get hurt. And we're seeing that now. And guess what? It ain't over. This ain't going to be it. It's only June 12th. More to come. I mean, Lucas Urseg just came back. Urseg was nails down the stretch last year. Imagine if they didn't have him. If he'd have got hurt after they traded for him. They traded for Hunter Harvey. And we still don't know when and if he's ever coming back. But this one's, that's a gut punch. Sure it is. And I mean, knock on wood, thank goodness the Royals, you could still look at their rotation and say, okay, now what are they going to do? You still have a good 5-man rotation. And it's good enough to keep them in contention. That rotation is still good enough for them to get a wild card spot. It really is. And I'm not just trying to pump sunshine. Chris Bubich has pitched like an all-star. Seth Lugo and Michael Waka are really, really good. That's a good 1-2-3 right there, right? Noah Cameron has pitched wonderfully. He made a couple of mistakes against the Yankees. A lot of pitchers make mistakes against the Yankees and get pounded. He threw a bad pitch to Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge hit it to I-70. He made a bad pitch to Austin Wells, and it scraped the top of the wall, but it still went over. And I know that, look, you can't, it's not, it doesn't make up for it when you say, well, you know what, if he'd have just eliminated that one pitch to Austin Wells, because Scott Sharp kind of talked about that, it's part of it, but that you can take something away from that. Like, he didn't go out there and get shelled in an inning and two-thirds and just collapse under the pressure. He gave up the home run to Judge, and he came back, and he got Judge a couple of times. He settled down. And then the 2-out rally, and then the bad pitch to Wells, and it got out of hand. But he could still bounce back and go right back to being a very good starting pitcher and what he has been. So look, that's still a much better situation than many teams in Major League Baseball. There's no like, oh, now what do they do now? We know exactly what they do now. They had a 6-man rotation. They drop Reagans, put him on the IL, and go with the other 5. Now, the depth now has been compromised. And so, you have to think ahead. What's next? What happens if another starting pitcher gets hurt? Well, my guess would be you'd see, and it would be delightful, but I'm not asking for it, because if we see it, that means another guy got hurt. But my guess is the next man up would be 58-year-old Dick Mountain, also known as Rich Hill. And as fun as that would be for the show, I'd prefer not to see it, because that would mean that somebody else went on the IL. Or they're skipping a start or something. But there's an option. And if it's not Dick Mountain, known as Rich Hill, remember Kyle Wright is on his way back. And he's shown some signs of success down in his rehab assignment. So the cupboard's not bare. And at some point, Alec Marsh is going to be back. So it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, there's a real shot we'll see Rich Hill pitching for the Royals. But look, they made that trade for Kyle Wright. We talked about Kyle Wright at some point when he gets healthy, helping this baseball team. There you go. And so there's your depth at starting pitching. So it's not terrible. But Cole Reagans of last year was a Cy Young candidate. And now there's just it's a mystery right now what the future is. I've pretty much mentally prepared myself for any outcome here. And I would suggest you do the same. What you can do, you can hope for the best. You can be out, or you can be pessimistic. I don't know. Hope, expect the worst and then be pleasantly surprised if it's not the worst case scenario. But Annie Rogers, I read some of her story. She summarized things on X, on social media, and I'll just let you try to decipher and how this makes you feel. The Royals didn't provide many details about the severity of Reagan's rotator cuff strain. Q said that they were waiting for a few test results to come back before determining severity and timeline. Doesn't sound like it will be a quick IL stint like last time, though. Felt shoulder soreness after the start against St. Louis. Team pushed him back a few days in the rotation to see if it'd go away. He was feeling okay. Then it popped up again playing catch 2 days ago. That led to getting scans testing. Just be honest, that does not sound good. And at the very least, it's gonna be a little bit. She's saying, and she knows, she has good information that she's leaning on. She's saying that it won't be a quick stint like last time. Well, last time was 20 days. So then you're talking about that's if it's not quick like last time, no, that's not really quick, but you know what I mean? So we're looking at least a month.
Yeah, 5 or 6 weeks, I think. That's
or more.
Right. I think that's optimistic.
Or more.
Right. Yeah.
So, there.
Right.
And so, honestly, and again, losing to the Yankees sucks. I don't like it. You don't like it. None of us like it. But that wasn't the biggest loss yesterday. Cole Reagans was. And I know, and again, I know Cole Reagans wasn't pitching well, but here we go. It's kind of explaining things.
Yep.
And I really wonder, and he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. And it makes you wonder, like, how long has he been dealing with this? How big of an issue has this been?
Well, when it first popped up, I think it was Bluma. I mean, we have so many awesome guests between Scott Carroll, Mike Boddicker, and Jamie Bluma, who are former pitchers. But I think Bluma said it's like, what you worry about is a groin leading to another injury because he's compensating somewhere. And that's the first thing that came up to my mind yesterday is like, did this groin lead to him compensating something. We'll never know.
Who knows?
Right.
But also, what you worry about with a guy like Cole Reagans, who's dealt with injuries in the past, and who does have a bulldog mentality, and that's why we love him and the Royals love him. You worry about him being totally honest, right? I mean, sometimes you gotta force a guy to tell you when he doesn't feel right.
Right, but I mean that's it's not that he's lying; it's that he's trying to tell. He's telling himself that he's all right.
Well, he doesn't want to go on the IL. He wants to
Right.
keep pitching.
I mean that's.
Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure everything's all right? I've heard many stories about pitchers not being totally forthright with how they're feeling because they don't want to go on the IL.
Yeah.
They don't want to miss starts. And you're right, maybe lying to themselves. I do that
Sure.
2 or 3 times a day.
It's a fine line, trying to balance like what I can work through and what I need to not push it and when I need to push it.
Because all pitchers, I mean, nobody feels great. They're dealing with issues all the time, but there's a difference between being injured and being hurt.
Right, Boddicker talks about it. At some point in time, every season he'd go through a dead arm where he couldn't even lift up a gallon of milk.
Right.
It's like, how do you balance that between a severe injury? Because
you know why? Because what these guys do, it's not natural.
No.
Arms aren't supposed to do that.
Right.
That's why they get hurt all the time. But you have to rely on the pitcher to be honest with himself and with the training staff. And maybe he has been from the beginning. But something tells me maybe he tried to,
work through something.
You think you want to go back on the IL? You think the groin, the shoulder, and everything else? I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks for everybody.
Especially when you see your team struggling and you can help.
Well, you can't help if you're not healthy. That's the whole thing about it. You can't. You hurt.
Yep.
You hurt yourself, you hurt your team. So we'll find out. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I don't know. No idea. I'm prepared for any outcome here. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHP. Well, they just showed the stats for the girl that won the Gatorade National Softball Player of the Year. High school. Coahoma High School in Texas. Hannah Wells. Tell me if you think she did well. 22-1 with a .44 ERA and 258 strikeouts, and hit .602 with 75 ribbies, and a state record 31 home runs. 86 in her career.
Pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
You think?
She a senior, I assume?
I don't know.
Wonder where she's going to school. That's ridiculous.
Oh, really?
It's the softball Otani.
Good God.
That's beyond that.
State record 31 home runs in a single season.
And she had a .4 what? ERA?
22-1 with a .44 ERA and 258 strikeouts.
It's like it's less than a run every other game.
And she set the Texas state record, 31 home runs in a single season and 86 home runs in a career. Both state records.
Man. I have to look this young woman up.
Oh, here's a shock. Texas signee
Yeah, there you
Hannah Wells.
go. There you go. No relation to Austin, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, that's like his numbers against the Royals. Wow.
Now, and here's look, I know very little about softball recruiting, but it says here Hannah Wells, the 54th ranked prospect to the Softball America 2025 class. Huh.
Yeah.
There's 53 girls better than her. Okay. It's Gatorade National Softball Player of the Year. Yep. State championship.
Right.
Third straight state title.
Texas is a pretty big state.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's the best in the
Struck
state.
out 258 batters in 127 innings.
Congratulations to her.
67% of her outs by way of strikeout, 15 shutouts and 23 starts, a no-hitter, 2 perfect games.
What? Two perfect games?
Hit .602 with 75 ribbies, state single-season record, 31 home runs. So there you go. It's good. OPS of 2,287.
No. 2,000?
Some pretty good numbers.
Yeah. Wow.
They were showing her on SportsCenter, so I was looking at the stats. I'm like, huh?
Typo?
What?
Error on the graphic?
Congratulations to that young lady.
No kidding.
Also, congratulations to the Indiana Pacers for winning Game 3, making most everyone in the nation look stupid.
Except for Matt Moore.
Yeah, Matt Moore said they'd win Game 3.
Right. He said, was 5.5. You're like, should I take the points? He said, money line it, baby.
And he also said that, oh yeah, I didn't do either one. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid.
He told us.
Well, I know, but I just.
Yeah, I know. It's hard when you cross that state line.
Well, that and just, I wasn't thinking about it right. In that I haven't had the best of luck.
I hear you.
You know?
I hear you.
And so I didn't want to ruin my viewing pleasure.
I get it.
And that was pleasurable as Oklahoma City had a 5-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And Benedict Mathurin. We talk about, yeah. Yes. We, hey, what heroes will step up off the bench, guys you're not expecting to be the stars of the game. What did he have? 27 points in 22 minutes? That'll do it.
Yep.
That'll do.
Well,
hit some huge shots. And now the Pacers are 2 games away from winning their first championship. And look, this thing ain't over.
That was a good game too.
Because it's a good game.
Back and forth, and
That was a good game.
Thunder were up 5 going into the fourth.
And
quarter.
also, remember Matt Moore said then he expects,
Yeah.
as he told us how he thinks it's going to play out, he expects the Thunder to win Game 4, and then it's on.
He also said, Thibodeau would have he'd saved most of the moves. He didn't make any crazy moves. He got Game 1. That was the goal going in. And
Thibodeau was fired by the Knicks. You don't want to confuse
sorry.
Yeah, Thibodeau's saving a lot of moves right now.
No.
He's not doing anything. Tibbs.
Not Thibodeau.
Right.
Carlisle.
I got you.
Sorry. Carlisle saving moves, and obviously he saw some things with that. That bench won the game for them last night. I mean, they that second line was awesome, as you mentioned, Mathurin.
Right.
That's what they needed, and that's pulling all the right strings.
Benedict Mathurin, 22 minutes, 27 points, 9 of 12 from the floor, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Also, T.J. McConnell was terrific. He had 10 points in his 15 minutes. You get those two guys off the bench in 37 minutes, combining for 37 points. Mm-hmm. You'll take that. And, oh, by the way, Tyrese Halliburton damn near went for a triple-double. Right. 22 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds, and throwing a couple of steals.
I think in the last 5 minutes and 36 seconds, the Thunder were 1 for 10, and I believe the Pacers had 5 blocks in the last 5 minutes.
When we talked about the prolific scoring of SGA, they held him to 24 points. And you're thinking, held him? Yeah, held him. Because that dude goes for 30 or 35 every freaking night almost. So held him, but most importantly, 24 points, 6 turnovers for SGA. Who are you rooting for?
Game 7.
Then who do you want?
I mean, it's hard not to root for the Pacers.
I want the well. See, I don't dislike either team.
Right.
And I like a lot of the players on both sides. Phil can't figure out why I like Chet Holmgren so much. I just do. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the commercials or it's like a lot of people wrote him off after he got hurt right away and didn't. And because a lot of people labeled him, oh, that guy's going to be a bust.
Yeah.
His body will never hold up in the NBA. And I like the fact that he's good. I got into it with Lebo the other day. Why do you think he's good? He's fun to watch.
He's damn good.
And so I don't know. I just
the answer to that question, who will I be rooting for? It depends on what the line is in Game 7.
Well, honestly, former Mizzou star and former guest on the show, Sophie Cunningham, was courtside sitting with Caitlin Clark last night. And so if Sophie Cunningham wants Indiana to win, since she plays in Indiana now, then I will side with her. That's an easy way to make my decision.
Fair reason. Hard to argue that. Like I said, well, I just hope it goes 7, and then I'll be rooting for whoever I put my money on.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Hard to
look,
go.
They won in Oklahoma City before. I don't know they can win a Game 7 there.
I don't know. If there's a team that can do it, it's this Pacers team. I mean,
yes,
the historic run that they've had.
Dude,
I mean, it's legendary.
The Thunder won 68 games of the regular season. The Pacers, nothing to sneeze at, but they only won 50. This is a gigantic gap.
Huge.
Between who we thought these teams were and who everyone thought these teams were going into the postseason.
I mean, the Thunder, that's the 5th most wins ever in a regular season. I mean, they're having they had a historically great regular season, and the Pacers are having a historical postseason. I mean, the run that the Pacers, how many times did they come back from double-digit deficits in the fourth quarter? And so it's, I don't know. It's awesome. They're fun. It's a fun matchup to watch because they both pushed, they both play defense. So if you I don't care about the debate about market size and ratings and whatever else. If you like basketball, it's really good basketball. It's fun basketball. That's all. That's all I really
really care about. Great matchups, awesome young players that are operating on a high level. I mean, what SGA and Halliburton have done, then you're seeing guys like Mathurin. You know, I love stories like that. Guy off the bench, 27 points in 22 minutes, and he's the star of the game. So, I feel like the Pacers, if they're going to win it, they'd have to win it in 6. I don't know that they could go to Oklahoma City and win it in 7. But you know what? Who knows? Let's see it. Let's find out. Let's go. Pacers now up 2-1. You can listen to all the games right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Game 4 coming up on Friday night in Indiana. Very exciting, entertaining series to watch. And so, yeah, I'm rooting for the Pacers, but I won't be mad if the Thunder win. I like watching the Thunder. Either way, someone's winning their first championship. And I like that too. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Like who do you think's going to win right now if you had to make a prediction?
Thunder.
So you're still going Thunder.
I think. I don't know. It's winning Game 3 for the Pacers was everything.
Well, yeah.
I mean, everything. That was huge. I didn't doubt they could do it last night because it's like even with,
right now the Thunder entered the series minus 700 to win. They're minus 240 right now.
Yeah.
And the Pacers are plus 195. Game 4, Thunder's minus 230, and the Pacers are plus 195. And so the odds for the Thunder to win have gone from minus 700 at the beginning of the series to minus 240.
That's a pretty huge drop.
That's what down 2-1 do to you.
Yeah.
But they're still favored to win. And again, if that's why we have Matt Moore on. He thought Indiana would win Game 3, and then he thought the Thunder would bounce back and win Game 4. Then you got a 3-game series. 2 of those would be in Oklahoma City. I'm just glad it's good, man. Most people thought we'd be talking right now down 3-0. Right? That was the narrative by many people. This won't be competitive. How impressive will Oklahoma City be? Is this the start of a dynasty? And when they win this, what will their season, after winning 68 games, and if they roll through the finals, how will it compare to other great seasons in NBA history? Now it's like, are they even going to win? They're down 2-1. All right, I'm here for it. We'll take a break. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
What's up, Kansas City? Jake Gutierrez here, and when Sherman Dieter are on here, they call me the Iceman. Well, that's because I love getting in the cold water. I love getting in the ice-cold water. And how I started out, I started filling my bathtub up with ice, then I bought a feed tank, started filling that up with ice, and then I got tired of lugging all the ice around and spending all that money on ice, and I hooked myself up with an Arctic plunge from Pro-Built Pool and Patio. Look, the data is in. The statistics are in. Cold immersion is great for you. It reduces muscle soreness, decreases inflammation, improves your circulation, burns brown fat, boosts your immunity, helps you sleep better, boosts your metabolism, increases dopamine levels. It's phenomenal. I do it every morning. That's how I start my day, but I couldn't do it without my Arctic plunge from Pro Pool and Patio. Give them a call, 816-786-3893. Tell them Jake Goody sent you. Ask them for the Iceman special. They got a great deal on these Arctic plunge cold tubs. Check them out. They're also online, probuiltpatio.com, or you can go see them. They have an amazing showroom, 4708 Northwest Gateway Avenue over in Riverside. Just look for the palm trees and make sure you tell them Jake Goody sent you. Ask him for the Iceman special. It's going to change your life. It's amazing. It's one of the best health moves I've made, and I continue to do it today. It's a staple in my health, both mental and physical. So check them out. ProBuilt Pool and Patio, the Arctic cold tubs from ProBuilt Pool and Patio, ProBuiltPatio.com. Check them out.